Bonjour, voici vidéo 2F sur le participe présent. The participe présent is very simple. It's a verb functioning as an adjective. We have the same forms in English when we see falling, passing, finishing, not being used as a verb, but being used as an adjective, such as the falling snow, a passing grade. When you do construction, you might use finishing nails. In French, the forms are tombant, passant, and finissant. I underlined the distinguishing characteristic in English is the ing. The distinguishing characteristic in French is that ANT form. So, read your textbook and let's go over the exercise together. That would be exercice R. Exercice R. Oh, wait. First I want to go over how to form the tense. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? It's very simple. We're going to take the new form of the verb in the present tense. The new form of whatever verb we're dealing with. We're going to drop off the ONS. So we're going to minus the ONS and add ANT on the end instead. That's not a T, that's a plus. So minus the ONS and add ANT. I don't like how that looks. Let's make it smaller. Okay, so for example, in the book it gave you parler. Nous parlons is your form. Drop the ONS, add ANT, parlons, speaking. Okay? Or for example, let's do another one from there. We have prendre, nous prenons, to take. Drop the ONS, add ANT, prenons, taking. Okay? Very simple to form. And what it's going to give you again is the ing form, excuse me, of the verb, but not used as a verb, in this case used as an adjective. So let's flip over to exercice R. Exercice R. Do it first and then check your answers with me. Modify the noun using the present participle of the verb given. Modèle. Lisez les phrases, and we have the verb suivre to follow. So we take suivre, we get the new form, suivons. We drop the ONS, add ANT, and we get suivant. Since these are adjectives, please note les phrases is feminine and plural. So we have an ES on the end of suivant. We've got the feminine form suivante. So these, when they're used as adjectives, they will agree in number and gender. Let's try numéro 1. Dans ma classe, il y a beaucoup d'élèves, and our verb is obéir. So what we want is obeying. Obeying children. We would probably use obedient in English as a better translation, but in French they would use obeying in this case. So let's look at obéir. What's the new form? It is a regular IR verb, so we have obéissant. And drop the ONS. So our answer would be il y a beaucoup d'élèves obéissants. And what do we have to do to the end of this since it's now functioning as an adjective, not a verb? Élève is masculine, but it's also plural. We say the S there. So we need obéissant. D'accord? Let's try numéro 2. Dans la forêt, on entend les oiseaux, and we have the verb chanter. In the forest, one hears the birds singing. Chanter, new form. Chantons. Take off the ONS, add ANT. Les oiseaux chantons. Did you get the S? It's plural, les oiseaux. I hope you did. Numéro 3. Est-ce que tu as lu Les Trois Mousquetaires? C'est un livre, and we have the verb intéresser. So we want, it's an interesting book. Have you read The Three Musketeers? It's an interesting book. Intéresser is a regular ER verb. So you get intéressant, drop the ONS. Add ANT. And livre is masculine. It's singular, so we leave intéressant just like that. Numéro 4, cette plante est très belle. And we've got the verb fleurir, which is a regular IR verb, which means to flower. So this flowering plant is very beautiful. What do we do with fleurir? Fleurissant. Can you tell all my letters? F-L-E-U-R-I-S-S-A-N-T. And what do we have to add? We have cette plante. Even if you don't know what plante is, cette gives it away. It's feminine. So we have to add the E. Fleurissante. This flowering plant. Okay. Contact me if you have questions about this. This is when present participles are used as adjectives. There is, however, another use for these present participles, and it goes on to tell you that right after exercises are, so make sure you complete reading this section. The present participle is used to express simultaneous action. We're doing something while doing something else. So we would say while in English or by in English. Let's look at the examples they gave you in the book. Le berger cherche sa brebis en criant. The shepherd looks for his sheep while shouting. On apprend à conduire en conduisant. One learns to drive by driving. So you see the simultaneous nature of the actions here. He's walking along, looking for the sheep. He's crying at the same time. And then you learn to drive by driving, while driving. So in English we would use while or by and the ing form of the verb. And since this isn't an adverb per se, it's really a clause, part of the sentence, it does not show any agreement. So that's kind of nice. Let's look at exercise S just to practice this a little bit together. Express one of the actions as a present participle following en. This is a little bit complicated of an exercise, so do your best here, but I just want to show you some examples of how this would look and how this would work. So we're going to go through it together. We have modèle, elle, and then we have choices. Arriver à la Maison Blanche, she arrives at the White House. Apprendre le chemin qui est à gauche, takes the trail that's to the left. So this is how they set it up. Elle arrive à la Maison Blanche en prenant le chemin qui est à gauche. So she arrives at the White House by taking the path that is to the left, by taking the left-hand path. Okay? Or we have le chat, attraper la souris, and la chasser. La is the direct object pronoun, for la souris chases it. Let's see what they put together. Le chat attrape la souris en la chassant. The cat we would say traps the mouse by chasing it, while chasing it. By chasing it makes more sense, doesn't it? Okay, let's try one or two of these just to get the idea of how to fit them together and how to form that ANT form. Numéro 1, elle traversait le bois, portait son panier. So we have crossing the woods, traveling through the woods, and carrying her basket. What really makes the most sense here? Pause it if you want. I'm going to go through and write it up. Elle traverse, she's crossing, what was it? Le forêt? Le bois. And what was she doing while she was crossing the woods, walking through the woods? She was carrying her basket, right? So that's where we want en, and then porter in the participe présent form, en portant son panier. That makes sense? She's crossing the woods while carrying her basket. Numéro 2. Je étudie ma leçon, écouter de la musique classique. Studying my lesson, listening to classical music. They're doing these activities together or while at the same time. So let's put that one together. I'm studying. I'm going to leave out ma leçon. While I'm listening to the classical music, right? While listening, en écoutant, la musique classique. I'm studying while listening to classical music. Let's do one more. Nous regardons la télé entre le petit déjeuner. So we're watching TV and having breakfast, eating breakfast. So this fits together most logically. Nous regardons la télé en prenant le petit déjeuner. Okay? We are watching the TV while eating our breakfast. Okay? Hopefully that gives you an idea of how to fit those together using two different activities simultaneously with while or by, en and the participle, participe présent, and then also earlier we had, of course, the use of the participe présent as an adjective. Contact me with any questions, and this ends audio segment 2F. Au revoir.